Okay, it is Cinnabar Nick here, and I am back talking BB23. Um, the since my last stream Wednesday night, a lot has happened. We've already seen some stuff, some insanity. We had an eviction, and there was a little bit there when it was unclear what would happen. So, I'll just talk about leading up to that. I already have 2 viewers. That was fast. Hello. Thank you for being here. So yeah, let's just get into it. Let's start with what's happened since my last stream, which was Wednesday night. Tiffany had been pushing to try to flip the vote to get Christian to stay and take out Sarah Beth, but it was starting to look like that was dying down and maybe it was not going to happen. And Tiffany was sort of coming to terms with that, but Christian, understandably, was like, no, I'm not done. And it's like, Christian, I make sense why he's fighting so hard for himself to stay. It makes perfect sense. But Tiffany going so hard for him was just like, okay, this is getting to be a bit much now. But, yeah, Christian wanted to call a house meeting and expose Derek X, Kyland, and Sarah Beth as all, like, being in on it together and working on it, and I'm just once again thinking, Sarah Beth is on the block right now. What kind of mastermind is she where she's on the block? Like, that's some Dan Giesling stuff right there. Like, something crazy that he would do. But Xavier, he told this to Xavier, that this was what he wanted to do. And Xavier talked him out of it. And, like, his main reasoning was that it would blow back in Alyssa's and Xavier's faces. Like, it would hurt their games. By which Xavier means, it's going to blow up in my face. So, let's just break this down a little bit, because I don't think this is being appreciated enough. Xavier talked the person who was the target, the backdoor target, out of a last-ditch effort to flip the house and save himself because it would blow back on himself, on Xavier. Xavier made that happen, and, like, I'm impressed by that. Like, he was able to convince the target not to go too hard because it would hurt other people's games. And that's insane. And I respect it. My drink of choice today, Pepsi Blue, which I didn't think I would like, but I do. But that doesn't mean Christian gave up. He didn't follow through with that plan, but he did work. He tried to convince a few people. He campaigned to his dying breath. He chose campaigning over just spending what time he had left with Alyssa. And, I do respect him for that. He didn't just give up. Like, he was a big target for a reason. So it would be very weird if the guy who was a big target just gives up. Like Frenchie. But Derek X, he stood firm. He's like, nope, Christian, I want him gone. He's got to go. He's too much of a threat. And good on Derek X for standing firm, because he has succumbed to his emotions a couple times during his HOH reign. Like, in the veto with, when he decided not to take the money from Sarah Beth. She appealed to his emotional side and kept the money. And Derek X and Claire spoke, and they felt that Tiffany was starting to get paranoid, and I'm like, yes, she is, finally, somebody in the house notices. And they were thinking a Tiffany HOH would be like a Frenchie HOH. Now, I don't know if it'd be that crazy. Mostly because it'd be pretty apparent right away who Tiffany's target would be. It'd be Sarah Beth. But, like, Tiffany has been starting to get really paranoid, just like Frenchie did. So, you know. Darius and Claire, they're catching on to her quite a bit. Now, the episode. They showed... Well, first of all, they showed the veto meeting properly, because Wednesday's episode ended before actually showing it. Like, showing what happened, like who the replacement was, because it was obvious that Brittany was going to save herself. So we get that.
Okay, I'm back. So today has been a day. I lost my network in the middle, not even in the middle, but it was about 6 minutes into my first stream today, so I'm just going to pick up where I left off. And let's just get right to it. I was talking about how it was the veto. Brittany used it on herself, as everyone knew she would. And, Derek X put Christian up, and he started flipping out. And then we got the... well, we got one of the times that Tiffany tried to flip the vote, and we got to see just how tense it got between her and the Jokers. And, it was starting to look a little iffy. And, like, the way they did the, eviction order. I have one viewer. Hello. They started with the most obvious votes. The first four were Hannah, Kyland, both of them obviously were going to evoke Christian, and they did. And then the next two were Alyssa and Xavier, and obviously they were going to vote to evict Sarah Beth. So they started with those four, and then it cuts to commercial. And I was like, none of those votes surprised me. It was literally everyone else that I was waiting with bated breath to see. But from then on, the other 5 votes, they all came up Christian. And Christian was evicted 7-2.
Bonjour, monsieur.
Morning. You sure brighten up the place.
Oh, merci.
Take care now, here.
Au revoir.
Careful.
Excuse me.
Phew. Yes, of course. Morning.
Hello.
So, the HOH competition we did not get to
Decent
see.
guy you got here. Well, I'll leave you to it.
Because,
Good day.
Julie took the time to reveal the next twist, which was the High Rollers room. And, like, I was definitely intrigued by it, but the description, it took so long. And that told me that this is going to be a very complicated
Excuse me, sir.
competition.
Can I bother you for a minute of your time?
How can I help you?
Nice to see you again, sir. Did you change your mind about donating by any chance? We could really use your support to improve the lives of our veterans and their families.
$20 ain't no chicken feed, but sure, I can help you out.
That's very kind. What is your name, sir?
But yeah, I could tell right
Your
away
donation will be acknowledged
that
on a founder's plaque when the building is completed.
this competition
a
was
great
going
day,
to have
Mr.
the feeds
Morgan.
down for a long time today, and they were down for like 6 hours. So I'm interested to see, like, how it plays out. Like, I've gotten some details, but it's all kind of confusing so far. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. because still a lot more to talk about. Namely, the HOH competition. Oh, just I saw her light up again. I thought she wanted
Support
more.
our veterans and their families. Think of what they sacrificed
Donate
for
more?
everybody.
Well, good luck to you. Seems a worthwhile cause.
Thank you, Mr. Morgan. Thank you.
So, the HOH competition happened, and it was the knockout comp. Everyone's favorite, because it always leads to tension. Cards get shown, alliances are tested, and yeah, it got pretty messy, apparently. It came down to Kyland and Tiffany in the end. And Kyland was planning on throwing it to Tiffany. But Tiffany entered the wrong answer first. So Kyland stumbled into his second HOH.
Ah, there you are, dear boy.
Yes, here I am.
Hello,
Well, we're
Trelawney.
going to need to get you smartened up a bit.
Why?
Well, you can't play at the tables on a Lanahassee riverboat looking like this.
Yeah?
Not if you want to fit in so well that no
So,
one will
the first thing
realize you're
Kylan was
there to
talking
rob
about
the place. Now, come on.
Are we still doing that?
Was his nominees,
Of course,
obviously.
We're going to fix you up
And
so
he was
fine,
considering
no one will
Tiffany
notice
and
a thing.
Claire. Which was a little surprising, but... Well, like, some people were surprised. I wasn't, though, because this was Tiffany's plan.
Can I help you, gentlemen?
Like, I guess I was surprised that he was
Here
willing to
is
actually
in
do
need of
it.
a new suit. We are playing on the riverboat this evening.
Excellent. Well, you'll find all my inventory in the catalog here.
Make this gentleman look like the Duke he really is. It was the English's fault his grandfather had to emigrate. A bitter and jealous people. You can see the aristocrat in his profile. The heavy brow,
I'll take it.
a very good sort, sir.
Come on, let's get you to the barber.
But yeah, I was...
Good luck tonight, gentlemen.
Kylan was talking about nominating Tiffany and Claire because that was Tiffany's
Strauss
plan.
has scoped the whole thing
When it
out.
came time...
It's quite ingenious.
Like, when it
actually.
got down to a certain point,
Action
nominate...
is planned.
Because everyone in the
Indeed, it's not
cookout,
much
minus
of a
Derek
touch
F,
at
had
all.
they
You play
like,
cards
they were in a
and
duo
win.
with someone
And
outside the
you're going to bet
alliance.
very big
And Tiffany and
friend
Claire
what
are a
line
duo
you
for
win.
sure.
And everyone's going to think
And
of some new money from the oil fields come to
Kylan
lay
was
it
thinking of
on
putting them
thick
up
and drunk. All the
as
while,
the
Herr
duo that they
Strauss
are,
will be
because they'd have the votes to
signaling
take
you
out
in your
Claire.
line of sight.
But still,
When you bust the place,
The
they'll
fact
take you
is-
upstairs to pay you off. And that is when
the fact
Javier
is,
comes
Tiffany
in.
and Claire
Anytime,
were
whatever
on
you
his
want.
team, the
You don't
Queens.
think they might see an
So seeing him go
arc-next
against
me
them like
coming
that,
into the
that
safe with
might
me?
raise a
Sure,
few
they
eyebrows.
might, but
Even so,
perhaps
this was last night,
You
so
will see.
The
he
suspense is
partially
killing
moved
me.
off it.
Oh, don't be so jaded. We both know this is just the kind of innocent fun you thrive on.
Well, after the past couple of months, armed robbery don't seem such an innocent pastime.
No, but we, you, all
Tiffany
of us,
and Xavier were
done
talking,
here
and Tiffany
soon.
said
Oh,
she's worried that America hates the
Come on.
cookout. And I'm like, why would you think that? Like, a
My
lot
good man,
of
Could you smarten
um,
up my dear hick friend here?
even
This
after the way
unlikely
that
fellow has made himself
minorities
a
have been
fortune
treated on
in
the
the
show
oil
before.
fields and learned himself not a
There's
lick
still a
of
very
manners
loyal
or
African American
gentlemanly
audience for Big Brother. They were just like,
Well, very good, sir.
No, it's not good. Not good at all. Not if they're going to let him play big at the tables tonight. Make him look like a prince, sir.
let's just pomade it. And, yeah. Tiffany said she's worried America hates them, but Xavier's like, they're doing it for the black contestants of the past that didn't really get a chance. You know, he mentions Danielle Reyes, mentions Davon, mentions Bailey and Swaggy, Howard, Candace, David.
I've arranged some transportation for us.
And it's like, yeah, that's why they're doing it, because they got a bum rep. Danielle Reyes, like, from everything I've heard, she was geared to win because she played the best game that season. But they didn't count on everyone going home, watching the season back and being like, well, we don't like the way you talked about us in the diary room, so we're going to vote against you now. And then they had to change the rules because of that. Like, Danielle Reyes lost because of bad design.
Which reminds me, no shuffling and mumbling. Puff your chest out. Get outside yourself.
Yeah, all right.
Later on, Tiffany says that she's upset that Kyland
Who's a
won
mark? You all right, by the way, the driver?
because she wanted Sarah Beth. Sarah Beth was her #1 target. She was obsessing over it, and not gonna lie, when I heard that Kyland won, there was a little part of me that smiled that there's going to be some scrambling and drama because Sarah Beth was the target to just about everybody but him. Although he has contemplated putting her up to appease people. I'm not sure he would actually do it,
How
though.
does he know what cards I got?
But still, it's going to cause some scrambling because Sarah Beth was the plan for the week, and now it's not so simple.
Another one.
Don't worry, Arthur. We're all the authors
And
of our own good fortune.
Tiffany also
Make sure
says
you
that
get the right
it's
cards.
possible she's going to lose Claire
What
now.
could possibly go wrong?
She's aware of the possibility that Claire might be nominated.
And what money
But
am I
Claire
paying
feels
you?
pretty comfortable
Don't
She's
worry,
totally
that
unaware
has all been arranged.
that she's being targeted. And I'm like, Claire, you are a super fan. You know you can never feel too comfortable
There she is.
at any given time
Okay.
Arthur,
on this show.
weaponry here. They'll search us when we get on. George, we'll collect these from you later.
Very good, sir.
Thank you, George.
Good luck, sir.
Now remember what I said, Arthur. Everyone is the author of his own good fortune.
Yes, believe me.
And,
I heard
like,
every word.
the whole house is a little sketchy about Kyland at this point. They have been for days.
Very lucky night.
Even Derek X, who's been pretty close with him from, like, day 2.
Gentlemen, how wonderful to see you, Arthur. You remember
He says that he may go for
the
Xavier
boy
next
we
because
met
he's
in
close to
New York?
Kyland. So he's not quite willing to go for Kyland yet, but he's willing to hurt him.
Dear old Arthur. He's rich as can be and feeling luckier than a turkey that survived Thanksgiving.
And he thinks that Alyssa not being nominated would confirm that Xavier and Kyland are super duper close.
Head aboard.
And
Drinks
they
on
may
Arthur.
be a duo
Champagne.
that needs to be broken up.
I'm afraid we require all patrons to hand over their guns.
Good
And also,
time. The tables await.
Hannah
Find myself a change of clothes.
says that Derek X has to go sooner rather than later. And I'm just like, I don't want to be hearing this yet. I know we're a jury now, but I'm still not ready. I'm never going to be ready because I know they're going to go for Derek X sooner than he deserves.
Now have a good time, but don't lose too much money or your wife is going to kill me.
Whatever you say.
Now where can I get a cocktail?
So,
Take a seat, sir.
now let's get
Good
to
evening,
when
gentlemen.
Kyland starts his
Arthur
one-on-ones.
Callahan. Sorry I'm late. I had some...
This is when things really started going off the rails for him. He talks to Ozza,
Not to worry. Welcome to the game, Mr.
and
Callahan.
like
Okay,
it
gentlemen,
seemed like it was pretty
let's play.
early in the conversation.
Hope you're a player. Been too many cowards at these tables
He
recently. Nothing less dignified
warned
than
her
a man
about
who
her
lose a little money.
attitude. He was talking about the way she
Chips
talks.
already stacked up waiting for me. I like this joint already.
We aim to please, sir.
So, how are we all fared?
Some better than others.
If we all fared the same in life now, where would the fun be?
Quiet.
Wait, not Desmond Blythe, the hosiery king.
I gotta pay attention to this game a
Should
little
have
bit.
brought my other wallet.
Not my preferred title, but yes, you should have. All that.
Oh, I'm in. Call.
Like I said, Mr. Callahan, cowards.
I'll call.
Okay, sorry, boys, I'm taking it all.
We'll see about that.
To hell with it.
This is probably a bad idea. But I'll raise you.
You
Trying to see if I can do it without checking Strauss.
Hello, my ladies.
Damn it.
Mr. Blythe wins with 3 queens.
Dang it.
Goodbye, gentlemen. I guess it's just you and me now, friend.
Yes, it is.
Time to see if you're really the man you seem to think you are.
Alright, I'm checking out
Likewise,
Strauss now.
Mr. Blythe.
So, what business are you in, Mr. Callahan?
I'm an oil man, for my sins.
Funny. I haven't heard of you.
But,
Oh,
yeah,
you will.
getting back to
You know, I thought about getting into
Big Brother.
hosiery, but I just look better in a suit.
I would stick to oil, Mr.
Kylan
Callahan.
warns
I don't
Ozza about
think
her
you have
attitude.
a future on the stage.
You sound just like my wife. Let's up the stakes a little.
and
Call.
she does not like it. And from then on, she just refuses to really answer his questions. Like, she just gives basically protest answers.
Sorry to do this to you, but I have no choice.
She doesn't want to answer him. He's like, who's the most influential person in the house?
All
And,
in.
well, he asks who's the most influential person in the house. She says Frenchie.
Pair of cowgirls.
Shit. Shit.
I guess my luck held. Is that you done?
Done?
Bust. Or, you got something else to play with?
Meaning...
I heard.
And Derek X actually
I
had a
heard there's
similar
some big boys on
conversation
this
with
boat.
Tiffany about the way she
Maybe
talks to
that's not
people,
you.
but
No offense,
Derek X did it in a much
you're
more
hillbilly ass
respectful way, and it was received better by Tiffany.
Why?
And, like,
I got a watch.
you know, I think Derek X was starting to question Tiffany
An
a little bit
expensive
after
one, real fine.
how she tried to hijack
A Reutlinger, no less.
the
It's
target
in the safe
during his HOH.
upstairs. It's worth more than you.
But I think this,
I trust you.
Now play.
As you wish.
this brought them back together.
So, you must know Leviticus Cornwall, big oil man like you.
Of course, we've crossed paths. I was fortunate enough to tour a little operation heads up in New Hanover.
I am 100% all in, Mr. Callahan.
Don't worry, sir. Everyone is the author of his own good fortune.
Well,
All in.
nothing ventured, nothing gained. Pair of cakes.
Very good, but
yeah,
not good enough.
Shit.
Wait, did I lose?
Uh-oh. Yes, you little beauty.
Hard lines, Mr. Blythe. Mr. Callahan wins with an ace-high diamond flush.
Oh, I did
God
win.
damn you! No offense.
None taken.
Well played, sir.
Unlucky, Desmond.
Now, forgive my lack of discretion,
So,
but,
yeah, Derek
where
X
might I find this watch?
is a little better at
It's
talking
upstairs.
to
Shall we go and
some
have a
people
look?
at this
Why
point.
not?
And it's just
Gentlemen,
a further
Please,
crack
sketch these
in the
out for me.
cookout.
I started last week.
good. Sure. Perhaps you could escort us up to the office.
And
course, sir.
all the men in the cookout really are hated
Follow me,
at this
gentlemen.
point.
Come with
Kylan
me,
for
sir.
the really sketchy way he's
You're having quite
he's
the
talking
night.
to just about everybody.
Yeah, so
Derek F
far.
for calling Tiffany the
I
B
cannot
word a lot
believe
in
someone
last
gave
night's
a
episode.
greaser a job.
We live in strange times.
And, like, Xavier, I still like Xavier, because I think he's playing a good game, but it's admittedly a little careful and safe, and maybe it's not the best in terms of entertainment, but, like, I don't think Xavier's in the same, has the same issues.
I think you're going to like this watch, sir. I saw it earlier, and it really is a
Kyland, this is where he was really starting to lose me, right here. He said he wanted to pull the house to the side noms. And I'm like, they're gonna pick Sarah Beth. Are you actually gonna listen to them? Because if they all pick Sarah Beth and you don't listen to them,
of course, take your time.
then, like, none of them are gonna trust you.
Don't reach for that gun.
Take his gun, Arthur.
Now, Derek X knew about this plan. And he tried to get Hannah, Tiffany, and Claire to say Alyssa. And eventually Hannah goes to Kylan and says that his plan, it's not a good idea. Probably because it's not. Like, it just doesn't make much sense.
Quick, Arthur!
I guess you were right. Only an idiot would give a greaser a gun. Idiot, huh?
Oh, shit! Let's hope no one heard
I try to disarm him.
Quick, clear the safe. Let's get out of here. Can't believe that asshole had another gun.
The view in here is looking pretty good.
How much is there?
Must be a few thousand plus the watch.
Nice. Now let's get out of here. Come on. Let's go meet the others.
Sure.
I reckon we've only got a few minutes to get out of here.
If we're lucky.
Was that a gunshot? It sounded like one. Come on.
So Kylan seems to be leaning towards Alyssa and either Brittany or Ozza
How exactly are we getting out of here?
as
I ain't
nominees.
too sure.
And Claire would be the
This
backup.
is what tends to happen when you leave Trelawney in charge of planning.
Now,
Oh,
of course,
garnish no meat.
nominating Ozza
Probably involve us
would be messy, but it
dressing
would
up as
cover
dancing girls,
the cookouts.
cannon off the side.
So in that sense, it would work.
By the way.
Thanks. Give anyone a job these days. Anyway, we shouldn't give ourselves away until we know we need to. Maybe we could still blend into the crowd when it all goes crazy.
Which it surely will. To the bar, senor!
Kylan was asking everyone the same questions, and he was measuring their answers with candy.
Hope you had fun, sir.
And I'm like, I know you think you're doing something original here, but maybe there's a reason this has never been done before. It's very weird.
Wonderful.
And it makes people think you're kind of
Look, there's
sketchy.
your friend.
My friend is not a noble, Chief, and I beg you to take back the insinuation.
There he is.
Now, don't be a sore loser, friend.
Something I don't like about the pair of you.
There's plenty I don't like about you, but I have the good manners.
And
to
after
keep
he
my
did that,
mouth
Ozza
There he is. Shoot
made
that
it clear
man.
where it was like,
Come
oh,
on, Arthur. We gotta get out of here.
Ozza was thinking that he was doing this for his own game and not really for nominees.
Let's move on, Arthur.
Oh,
Please tell me you got the money.
Bitch, got me. You ain't in this boat alive. Ah!
We must move.
We need to get out of here.
How do you suggest?
I don't know. This ain't my show. Silly me. I clean forgot to bring my gun.
I'm not gonna murder an unarmed man who's surrendering.
Arthur, come on. We gotta go. Damn it. We gotta go. Come on. Oh.
See ya.
Put a bullet in that bastard! You're in trouble now!
I don't even know which way to go. Oh, maybe the yellow dot would help.
Why aren't you shooting?
Because I don't see anybody. Oh my god.
Let's get out of here, Arthur. What are you doing back there? Come on!
Ah. Dang it! Really? Did I just die? But anyway, yeah, Ozza said that she wasn't really giving Kylan any information because she thinks he's doing it for his own game and not for nominees. Which is probably true.
No, this ain't my show. Silly me, I clean forgot to bring my gun to
Are you coming? Son of a bitch! Are you coming? Let's go!
I'll kill you.
That was close! What are you doing back there? Come on!
I'm killing.
Shit! Arthur, come on! We gotta go! Damn it! We gotta go! Come on!
Ah, my brand new suit. So Kylan asks Claire if she would be a pawn, and
Well,
as expected,
a moment.
Claire is like,
So,
I don't want to
how
be
much
a
did
pawn.
we get?
She's hesitant because she doesn't really have a great record in comps. Like, I mean, she does have 2 wins, but no HOHs, no vetoes.
Apparently it's worth a bunch.
And there's too many people in the house who wouldn't use it on her. And she actually suggests Hannah as a potential one.
We'll give it back then. All right, come on, let's get out of here.
Of course, she doesn't realize that Hannah is in the cookout with Kylan. Oh, well, she does kind of suspect it a little, so maybe she said that just to, like, test the waters a little bit. So Kylan was talking to Derek X, and he was being cryptic and vague, and you could just see in Derek X's eyes how over it he was, because Kylan was giving him nothing but a headache. One poke without Strauss's help. I didn't get 5 headshots? Dang. Alright. Anyway. When Kylan was talking to Derek X, he was, like, the way he was talking, he seemed to be suggesting that it would be Alyssa or Brittany up against Claire. Like, yeah, it was really process of elimination that got it to that point. Where it's like, oh, okay, this is what he's doing, apparently. Eagle flies. I'm gonna go meet Eagle flies. Derek X and Claire complain about Kylan to each other, and they compare notes with each other, and it's just not quite adding up. And they want to win the veto because they want to force his hand. They want to force his hand and get him to put up Alyssa. Because they think him and Xavier are working together a little too tightly. And they're not wrong because of the cookout. So, as it turns out, I didn't even find out about this until, like, after feeds went down, I think, but during the Knockout HOH comp, Derek F. cursed Kyland out. I think he called him MF. I think that's what I heard. I could be wrong. So there was some tension there, but then they talked, and like early this morning they were talking, like literally like 6 in the morning or something, or earlier than that maybe. Derek F. volunteered to be a pawn to protect Brittany from being a pawn again, and to protect Azza because he didn't know how Kyland felt about her, I guess. So he basically volunteered. So the nominees end up being Derek F. and Claire. And Derek F. caught me by surprise, really. Like, I did find out about that before the nominees were revealed, but I still didn't expect it to happen. I mean, Kyland said a lot. He put forth a lot of possibilities. So, it's like, I didn't know what to believe.
Easy, easy.
Is there anything here? And also, after noms, Alyssa was laughing at seeing everybody scramble. And I'm like, first of all, were you not just scrambling to save your man? Like, kind of throwing stones in a glass house a little bit, don't you think? And she wants to... Oh, sorry, read the wrong thing. She wants to go in the diary room and just continue laughing. And it's like, we still don't know what Kyland's up to. He could still put her up. And there doesn't seem to be anything here, so I'm moving on. But anyway, yeah, Derek F. volunteering to go up does hide the cookout. Problem is, he didn't tell Azza about this, so she's mad at Kyland for it. Not that she wasn't already. I think Azza's looking for any reason to hate Kyland at this point. And he's given her some reasons with how flaky he's been. But yeah, Derek F. does not tell Azza. And I'm wondering if maybe he's doing that possibly to shield himself. In case the cookout does collapse completely, then he'll just have Azza going after Kyland, and we all know Azza can't hide her face too well, so Kyland would know. I fully expect on the next episode, Kyland's gonna have some DRs where he's like, Azza is just not giving me good vibes right now. Just, like, her face is just kinda... Derek F. said everyone can read Azza's face like a book. And she wasn't exactly making clear her discomfort talking to him. So, yeah, I think Derek F. is trying to position himself so that if the cookout really is the final 6, he would not be the first one targeted. Like, Kyland and Azza would go for each other. Tiffany would probably go for Kyland. Basically, everybody in the cookout would go for Kyland first at this point. And, like, this whole time, ever since the Kyland hate train started, I've been trying to be on his side. Like, I like Kyland. He got a bum rap week 1, but then he got HOH week 2, and I was happy for him. It was inspirational. But also, like, his first HOH was easy. it was Frenchie. Everyone wanted Frenchie out. Kyland wanted Frenchie out. Like, that week was just... Kyland just had to sit back and relax. He just had to hope Frenchie didn't win the veto, and Frenchie didn't. So, Kyland's first HOH, piece of cake. This one is going to be hard for him, and this might be the thing that possibly separates the cookout for good. At the very least, they might try to go for Kyland first. And now Derek F., he said something kind of interesting. He said he would either use the veto on Claire, or he would just not use it at all, if he were to win it. Because he's worried that another Joker would go up. And I'm just like, the Jokers, they keep throwing themselves on their swords, trying to help each other. And it's getting weird. Like, you people did come here to play your own game. You didn't know each other before you got here. Stop trying to sacrifice each other for this. And, like, they're pretty open about trying to sacrifice each other. So I'm just like, why does nobody think that the Jokers knew each other beforehand? But they think Kylan and Sarah Beth did. They're so convinced that they were a duo going in. But they see how the Jokers are trying to convince others to like, protect their allies. Protect their fellow Jokers members by volunteering to go up as pawns. That's like, why have none of them suspected that they know each other? Like, it makes no sense to me.
Oh, this is really nice of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Happy to help.
Accept my thanks as reward. I won't forget this.
Sure, mister.
But yeah, Derek F., he doesn't want to see Brittany or Raza go on the block. Even if he wins veto. Of course, I've devoted a lot of time talking about this when he's not going to win veto. He might go far in this game. He very well could. But he is not winning veto anytime soon. Ever, really. Like, I don't even see Derek F. winning a luck competition. Now, Tiffany. Once again, she is flip-flopping on her opinion on somebody.
Help a blind man.
Oh, I don't want to lasso him. So, yeah, Tiffany is like... She's like okay with Kylan now and like wanting to work with him.
To see, and see clearly, friend. See,
and she compares him to Kaser,
okay, I will try
which was interesting. But I can't help but wonder if she's paying him too much of a compliment. I mean, Kaser is a Big Brother legend, and he's been on 3 times and has never made it to jury. That says a lot about his mind, his Big Brother mind. And they're saying Kylan has a similar mind to one of the great Big Brother minds. And it's like, you're paying him a tremendous compliment here. And even in my time defending Kylan, I've never been like, oh, this is Kaser. And also, Kylan has made it to jury, so there's that. Anyway, Tiffany says to Claire that they should try to be closer to Kylan. And then the feeds went down for 6 hours for this high roller thing. And like I said, I knew it was going to be a complicated mess. Now, my prediction as to who would get the money, because the top 3 vote getters would get $100, the next 3 would get $75, and then the others would get $50. I predicted Derek X, Hannah, and Tiffany would get $100. I predicted Claire, Ozza, and Xavier would get 75. Now, we still don't know who won. At least I don't, because I haven't checked any updates since I started streaming. But before I started, like, it had come back and no one had really said, like, what powers there were. And there was just like, there was a lot of chatter about it, but I couldn't really make too much sense of it. But what I did get was that Xavier, Hannah, Derek F, Tiffany, and Brittany all say they got $75. That's 5, and only 3 people were getting $75. But Hannah tells Xavier that Derek X got 100. And I'm like, why are you telling him that? Why? Oh, I thought I was on my horse. But yeah, I don't understand why Hannah would say that. Ooh, flower? I'll pick it. Oh, a mushroom. I forget it. Oh, it's thyme. Yeah, that one would be safe to eat, I think. Let me just check real quick. Yeah, it's safe to eat. And then came the most shocking reveal. Derek F. told Kyland he got $100. Derek F. The one who, on Thursday's episode, was repeatedly calling Tiffany the B word. And he got $100. And, like, I know why. It's because he's the son of Joe Frazier. And they made voting very easy. That's why. That's the only reason he won. It's the only thing that makes sense. So yeah, the Derricks got $100, it seems. The third one, it's not quite clear. But I did see that Ozza and Alyssa got 50. They suspect that Brittany got 100. Like, maybe because America felt bad for her.
You came.
Of course I came. Said I would.
There's a foreman.
But yeah, that's
His name is Danbury. There's the files in the office above.
That's all I have to say about Big Brother. Kyland's HOH is off to a rocky start, but let's see how the rest of the week goes.
Mr. Cornwall's men will destroy them if they know you're
from here on out, I'm just gonna talk about Red Dead.
What will the files say?